It would be a massive statement, Melissa, wouldn't it? If they can beat them again, it would be 4 out of 4 for Tuchel versus Pep. Of course, Pep dominated that record, didn't he? He went in the Bundesliga and between Bayern Munich and Mainz and Dortmund when he was there. But to make it 4 out of 4 on the back of the Champions League final would be unbelievable. Because, I mean, just looking at that, Tuchel has his number, doesn't he, at the moment?
Yeah, that's why I spoke about the psychological effect there. Because what we've seen from these 3 matchups across competitions is Guardiola giving Tuchel's Chelsea a lot of respect by changing his formation 3 times, tinkering. He used a pivot in one. He decided to go with no midfield anchor at all for the Champions League final at the start. So Tuchel's Chelsea is forcing Guardiola to alter what he's done at City to try and combat that. That is a high mark of respect. And we've seen Pep do that previously. I don't know if people remember, but when he was building up to that Champions League clash with Liverpool, he was in the Goodison Park dressing room just ahead of kickoff with Everton, worrying about the Champions League game with Liverpool, even though he had a very big league game in front of him. And I do think Chelsea have gotten under Guardiola's skin in a good way, in a very competitive, tactical, how can I try and work them out way. I think at the moment, because of the Champions League final and the way Chelsea have started the season, that City have had a few stumbles, that they've got an injury crisis. From like a mental point of view, Chelsea do have an edge. The one thing City will hold over Chelsea is we've seen City prove that they are a 90-point team over and over again. We've not seen Tuchel's Chelsea prove that. Obviously, he's not had enough time to do that. But if Chelsea continue as they are, I think that race for the league title is going to be remarkably strong.
Yeah, I know we talk about the transition of Chelsea under Thomas Tuchel. You almost sometimes just have to take a step back, and don't you, and think how incredible it has been, because he had his doubters when he first came in. Did you expect this transition to happen so quickly? Because the Champions League trophy, no one imagined in their wildest dreams as a Chelsea fan that post-Frank he was going to go and get that over the line. Yeah. And now it's about the next one, isn't it? It's ruthless in his mind. Not
so quickly. Absolutely not. He is a remarkable manager. And I actually, speak to a lot of people in the Bundesliga, have done stuff with Mainz and Borussia Dortmund before. And when I was getting information about him, they all would say, as a coach, on the pitch in training sessions, he is unbeatable. They never knew anyone like him, but he's very combustible. He falls out with players quite often, falls out with people at the board. Same thing happened at PSG. And so they said, while he's this brilliant tactical mind, the other side of it is lacking. The interesting thing we've seen with him at Chelsea is actually the inverse. He's very calm, he's relaxed, he's quite jovial. And a lot of the people I spoke to in the Bundesliga, executives at these clubs, have noted that. They've said he looks a lot more relaxed, he looks like he's enjoying what he's doing. He's working with some of the best young talent in Europe. And I think his background stems from development, from advancing players. And I think that element is what he's genuinely really relishing there. The other thing is, yes, Chelsea spent a lot of money and they've invested heavily, and they didn't want Kepa, they got in a new goalkeeper, and they've added Lukaku now for so much money. But when you've got the tools, you've still got to be able to maximize it and stuff. His predecessor didn't do that, and for him to come in such a short time, and I think the biggest difference with Chelsea is that defense. They used to leak goals. They were so easy to get at. And now the opposition do not have high quality chances in games. Chelsea, like we said at the top end of the show, they have the ability to just completely nullify an opponent's strengths and keep them at bay for large stages in a game where, as the opponent, you actually start to lose, all your resilience, your willpower, because you are getting dominated. Yeah.